Hello everyone. Today we'll be starting a new chapter, that is the second chapter. So let us see what is there in the second chapter. The name of the second chapter is Nutrition in Animals. We have already discussed in the earlier chapter about nutrition in plants. Now today we'll be discussing something about nutrition in animals. So let us begin. So we'll start with the introduction of this chapter. The first point says, animals cannot prepare their own food just like plants prepare through the process of photosynthesis. We already know that animals are dependent on plants as well as other animals. Their mode of nutrition is heterotropic in nature, unlike plants who are autotrophs or who can prepare their own food through the process of photosynthesis. We have already discussed these things. Now next, animals get their food from the plants either directly by eating plants or indirectly by eating animals that eat plants. Some animals eat both plants and animals. Now here are some terms that are being used: herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. Let me explain. Those animals which get their food directly from the plants, for example, which eat plants like grass or something like that, who are mainly dependent on the plants, only the plants, or the plant eating animals, they are called herbivores. For example, cow, goat, sheep, etc. And there are also some animals which are dependent on other animals for their food. They are not dependent on the plants. They are only dependent on the other animals. They are called carnivores, like lion, tiger, etc. Similarly, there are also some animals which eat both plants and animals. They are dependent both on plants as well as on animals. They are called omnivores. For example, bear. Even human beings fall under this category of omnivores. Humans eat both plants as well as animals. We all know that. So we fall under the category of omnivores. Now, like plants, animals also require food for their growth, repair and functioning of the body. Obviously, just like any other living organisms, not only plants, animals also require food. Food is very essential for all the living organisms. Why it is required? For their growth, repair and functioning of the body. Now, animal nutrition includes nutrient requirement, mode of intake of food and its utilization in the body. We have already learned in the earlier chapter what is nutrition. Nutrition is nothing but getting the essential nutrients or intake of the essential nutrients and then utilization of those nutrients in the body. This is the definition of nutrition. So animal nutrition is nothing different. It is also the same thing. Only the mode of nutrition may change, but the process is similar. Now moving on. The components or the nutrients of the food includes carbohydrates, fats, fibers, minerals, proteins, vitamins, and water, among which carbohydrates are complex substances which needs to be broken down into simpler substances. Yes, we already discussed in the last chapter about some of the ingredients or the nutrients of the food. So here the nutrients are a bit different. Here sunlight or chlorophyll is not used. Instead of that, carbohydrates, fats, fibers, minerals, proteins, vitamins, and water are the major components of animal nutrition. Now here among these, carbohydrates are some of the complex substances which needs to be broken down. They cannot be directly intaken by the body. So it needs to be broken down before the body can utilize those nutrients. Now the breakdown of the complex components of food, that is the carbohydrates, into simpler substances is called digestion. We all know that as soon as we take the food is not directly utilized by the body. For utilization by the body, it has to be broken down into simple substances which can be later on taken by the body. And that process is what? That process is called digestion. We have to digest our food. Only then the food is meaningful, you can say, or the food will give those nutrients which are essential for the body. Directly, if we intake the food and if we don't digest it, that food is not beneficial to the body. You have to digest it properly. Only then the essential nutrients can be absorbed by the body. Next, the mode of taking food into the body varies from animals to animals. Yes, as I've already mentioned, the mode of taking the food is different. For example, a butterfly sucks nectar from the flowers while snakes swallow their prey. We already seen butterfly, or even you can say mosquitoes, they suck. Butterflies suck nectar and mosquitoes suck blood. So their mode of taking is sucking. While snakes, they directly swallow their prey. They don't bite or they don't chew, you can say, the snakes. So they directly swallow their prey. So in both the examples you can see the mode of taking the food is different. It is not taken in a similar way or in a similar fashion. There are different ways of taking. So I hope you all have understood. We will go further in this chapter in the next class. So you can go through your textbook. So that's it for today. Thank you and have a nice day.